All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We have a somewhat informative video for you here today. It's gonna be a lot less shit talking because Zane's gone, but a lot of me just talking about nerd shit. But basically what we have here is the AGM Rattler V2. We have a whole shebang of infinity targets. Basically, we have formulated infinity targets to be the best thermal targets possible. So basically, we're gonna go through, show you how effective they are under thermal, what that looks like with regular vision versus through the scope, a bunch of tips and tricks, and other cool shit. But otherwise, let's get straight into it. Basically, let's put some shots on a fresh target, see what it looks like from regular people eyes versus thermal. I hope none of you are on mushrooms because this one's gonna be kind of trippy. Basically right here we have an unpainted infinity deer target silhouette. We're gonna do the same thing we just did, but it's gonna be kind of crazy. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a sec. Holy fuck, that's so cool. All right, so if you guys come and look, obviously it's an unpainted infinity target, none of the paint comes off. There's tiny holes, pinholes, because our targets are self-healing. So you can't actually visually see any shots on target besides those tiny pinholes. But if you look basically down the scope as I am right now you guys can see basically what is not visible to the naked human eye. You can see with the thermal. We'll get into the nerd shit and why that happens later, but that is pretty trippy, but it's sick. That's crazy. All right. So we're gonna do real quick, I'm gonna post up on my O block and we're going to determine which color overlay setting works best for distinguishing your hits on infinity targets through thermal. Fuck. All right, fuck, I'm getting old. All right, start out with black hot overlay. This one is very clear. Kind of looks like real life as the paint comes off and you get a black spot. Switch on over to what's next? Ooh, fusion. That one's kind of cool. A lot of orange and purples going on. I don't think that was as good as black hot, but it looks cool. We got red hot. You have to change the setting for the temperature, but yeah, I don't think it gets hot enough to distinguish as red. And white hot. Also very clear. But now I think black hot works the best. You get the best contrast and the hits are very precise. Right now we have a couple tips and tricks for basically using your infinity target to sight in with thermals. Your target might become ambient temperature and kind of hard to spot from a long distance, but to make a couple aiming points, all you got to do, basically cold spot, just take your paint, get a nice cold spot. It should show up darker depending on what color overlay you're using. You also can just put in a roofing tack. I've put in a screw right there, and I did a great job and forgot a lighter, so I'm gonna use matches. It'll even heat up. Fuck, where'd you get these matches? Oh my God. What if we do like 4 at a time?
Coming from the other way.
I feel like that was worse. I'm gonna keep going. All right, you probably can see it in there. This is pretty good. It's pretty good thermal. You probably still bleeding. Anyways, that was a lot of work. You can also just do this and just pop a shot off on the target and just aim off of that one. Oh no, they didn't have ears. Sorry. There's your tips and tricks for using the thermal target. I'm bleeding. All right, so what we're gonna be doing real quick is showing why you can't just use a paper or cardboard target to sight in a thermal, same with steel. I I mean, typically what most people do is they have to buy an extra thermal stick-on that reflects infrared light differently. But with infinity targets, just take your day-to-day infinity target and have at it. But we have our gay cardboard target. Let's see, am I hot? Nope, it needs a cleaning. I can't see shit. So, I mean, you can kind of see something, but like at a distance, you're not gonna be able to see that. And then we have our infinity target, of course. I mean, yeah, obviously side by side, that's so much better. And then we have our steel, which, I mean, leaves nothing. It's not retaining any heat. So, obviously, infinity target's the way to go. Quick, since I got a P2, this is a perfect test. I'm gonna shoot the target and we're gonna see how long it takes for the heat signature to go away. So I'm gonna shoot with 5.56. Let's do it right now. Iron sights, see? Did I hit it? Hold on, I gotta see if I hit it. Fuck. All right, I gotta get closer. There we go. And I have my stopwatch. If I don't get distracted, I end up on Instagram. All right, there we go. Bathroom break. All right, 5.56, I would say negligible, you can't really see. So about 5 minutes. Nah, I'm still kind of see. Yeah, about 5 minutes. It retains the heat, which is pretty cool. And we'll get into the science of that when you guys stop watching. I was talking about nerd shit. So we are at, give or take 50 yards. We're just gonna see how visible the shots are from this distance. I'm not too sure how thermals work. If there's any with like optical zoom, I'm assuming this one's just like a digital zoom. But let's see how clear it is. When I was sighting it in, I was having some trouble, but I'm assuming this would be the same issue with any other thermal target. Zoom in a little bit. We'll see which color overlay works best. But, all right. Fuck, I lost it. Oh, there we go. Going hot. Fucking every time. It's fucking hot. There we go. Oh, it is actually pretty visible. It's not as crisp as it was up close, obviously. Switch, so we got white hot. Shooting low left. So it's definitely still like visible. Not as crisp as it was, but you can still like sight in on it. Oh yeah. Yeah, fusion work looks pretty good. Actually, I want to see what it looks like when you zoom in. So we're at 20 times zoom. This is as high as it goes. We change the focus. You can get it pretty detailed. Welcome back to the channel, guys. That was a fun video. It's something we were very excited to film, or at least I was. If you guys don't know, I come from a slight engineering background. Obviously, I dropped out to continue the target business, but in an engineering aspect, I did a lot of material science classes. And I mean, and this video ties in super well with our mission as a company. When I started it, I wanted to bring the most universal target system I possibly could. That's why we made them to fit on target stands you already have. Minimal supplies are needed to use them, just a can of paint. They come with the clamps and whatnot. And what we did with our Gen 2 targets, it does work with our Gen 1 targets, but as you saw in this whole video, they are the perfect thermal targets. And the issue with thermals, as far as I know, I'm not super like into that community yet. I will be soon because these things are fucking cool. Speaking of, shout out to Greg Wong, I'm sorry, Spartan 117 GW, for lending this thermal to me. Also shout out to the guys at AGM. The Rattler V2 is awesome, and super cool guys over there as well. But thanks to Greg again. Couldn't be with us here today, but anyways, basically with our Gen 2 targets, we made them to be the perfect, or I guess the only thermal target you'll ever need. So you don't have to go out and buy those special stick-ons that, if I believe correctly, they reflect light differently. Kind of works the same as the targets do, but obviously now you just take your day-to-day infinity target, which you'd be using whether you have thermal or regular optics, and you don't have to change anything, which is awesome. But going back to the scientific part, which is really cool, why it works so well is because it is a self-healing target and it's made out of rubber. Rubber has a high friction coefficient. So obviously, as you saw in one of our previous videos that we did with the chronograph, the targets slow the bullet down. Obviously that's due to friction. If you find a bullet after it goes to an infinity target, there's some rubber residue left on it. But anyways, that friction causes heat, and even though rubber is not a great insulator, it has a higher thermal conductivity than paper. But that friction causes heat, the rubber itself seals back on itself and essentially insulates itself, which you saw it held the heat signature from a shot for like 5 minutes, which was kind of crazy. But I mean, that's why it works so well. And we formulated our Gen 2 targets to not only be lighter and last longer, but to be denser, which makes it work so well for thermal. I kind of forgot what I was talking about for a little bit there. I kind of went on a nerd out and zoned out for a little bit, but anyways, it's a super cool video. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. And if you haven't, definitely shoot with a thermal. Find a buddy that has one. Take your infinity target out and go have fun. It's pretty sick, but I don't think I'm missing anything. But do I have problems public speaking? I'm more of an engineer. It's the Asperger's. All right, well, thanks guys for sticking through us, sticking with us through that whole video. We got a bunch of other cool stuff coming for you as always, and I'll see you in the next one. And as always, give your mom a hug for me. You can rob a Garda truck for 30 million. We learned that this week. And the ATF is arming illegal immigrants with suppressors, and that's why wait times are down. But take advantage of it and go buy a suppressor from the stick shop. All right, catch you in the next one.